Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Let's get started with our big focus this hour amidst a Parliament showdown over July 20th protests in anticipation over the FCRA Bill. We are now being joined by P. Chidambaram, Congress Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament and former Home Minister of India, to help us understand the Congress's position on the bill and also on the issue of delimitation bill, which the government, we are learning through our sources, could be introducing very soon again in Parliament. Mr. Chidambaram, welcome to NewsX. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes.
Let me begin by asking you about the FCRA bill. Now, the FCRA bill is a bill that the government has clearly said they do intend to get passed in this very monsoon session of Parliament itself. Will the Congress party be backing it? Are you completely against the bill? And what are your apprehensions and reservations, if so?
The FCRA bill has not been tabled in either House of Parliament. They have circulated a draft, but whether that draft will be introduced or an amended draft will be introduced, I don't know. But there is so much opposition to the FCRA bill that I hear that the government may not introduce the FCRA amendment bill in this session. If you have an authentic text of the bill that they propose to introduce, please share it with me and I will give my comments.
Okay. On the draft then that you have seen and been made aware of, what are your apprehensions, sir, and what do you make of this new proposed legislation, if indeed that is the one tabled, as you said? Right now it hasn't been so, which is a fact.
I don't know whether that's the bill that will be finally introduced, but assume that is the bill or the contours of the bill. We have objections to several provisions, especially Christian organizations have put out a long statement, and the bishops and the archbishop have put out a statement opposing the bill. FCRA registration has been cancelled arbitrarily, capriciously, without any reason. I know a bishop in Tamil Nadu who is receiving foreign donations to run an orphanage and to feed poor children and to run a school for the orphans. His FCRA was cancelled. Now, there are thousands of such instances all over the world, all over India, and that has been documented. They have filed appeals to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Those appeals have not been disposed of. If the appeals are disposed of, we can go to the writ court. Number one. Number two, this is to choke funds to minority institutions. For example, the Ram temple in Ayodhya was allowed to receive foreign contributions from all over the world. I have no objection if all Hindus over the world want to contribute to the Ram Mandir, that's welcome. But if other Christians and other Muslims want to contribute to Christian institutions or Islamic institutions, why should that be prohibited? This bill has been applied with an evil eye and an unequal hand. That's a legal phrase. Applying the law with an evil eye and an unequal hand. The worst provision I've seen in the purported draft is that if FCRA registration is cancelled, all the assets built on FCRA funds will vest in the government. I mean, this is appropriation. This is usurping private property. What right has government to take away charitable institutions, NGOs, property. There's no answer to that. It will vest in the government, and then there will be an administrator who will run the charity or the NGO. He will run it to the ground. We can imagine a government officer running several charities or several NGOs. What will he do? He or she will run it to the ground. This is anti-minority, anti-charitable institutions, anti-NGOs. They want to crush the NGO movement and charitable institutions in this country.
Okay, which is why you're against it, and of course you've explained that stand in detail. Now there is also now a fresh comment which has come in from the United States of America. A US congressman has very vociferously come out against this bill, saying he's against what it stands for, and he also believes it could impact Christian institutions in the country. In fact, he's gone ahead and said if it is indeed passed, it could sour or adversely impact India-US ties. What do you make of that, sir?
I can't comment on a US congressman's statement, but I know just as India is concerned about any damage or any affront to Hindu temples and Hindu places of worship all over the world, for example, in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in Afghanistan, even in the United States of America or United Kingdom, Christian bodies, Christian individuals, and Islamic bodies and Islamic institutions in other countries will express concern over Indian Islamic and Christian bodies. It's not unnatural. It is not unusual. The world is one, and people will have cross-border concerns. It does not interfere with the sovereignty or security of India, just as our concern expressed was a Hindu temple is attacked in United States or United Kingdom or Bangladesh is not against the security of the US or the security of the UK or the security of the Bangladesh. We are expressing a human concern.
Okay.
Yeah. I expect others also to express such concern. This is not unusual or irregular.
Okay. Now, very quickly on the issue of the delimitation bill, there is again talk that perhaps there could be a special session called, or this session of Parliament could be extended for the delimitation bill. Again, there is no confirmation on that yet. We are learning through our sources that the Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju has even approached your party's leader of opposition, Mr. Chidambaram, in the Lok Sabha, although that has not led the Congress to change its stand so far. If the delimitation bill were to come up again, do you believe the Congress stand would change, or are you still completely against the delimitation bill in the form that it exists today?
Which bill? One bill was defeated.
Yes.
If the same bill is introduced, why should our position change? We will defeat it again.
But are you wary? Are you wary this time that perhaps some of your allies could sway? There are rumors about the DMK stand and NCP Sharad Pawar faction stand. Of course, the TMC has broken now and splintered into the NCPI. So are you a bit wary that possibly these stands amongst your erstwhile allies who defeated it then could change?
You describe these statements as rumors. Why should I comment on a rumor? You tell me authentic information and I'll comment. These, according to you, they are rumors. Why should I comment on rumors?
Okay. Okay. But the DMK stand, you believe, is for this bill or against it? You have friends in the DMK, sir? That's your home state?
The DMK's social media is sending different signals. There are some social media posts which seem to say what is wrong in supporting the bill. There are other social media posts that says we should protect the representation of Tamil Nadu in Parliament today, and the proportionate representation which is existing today should not be affected. I don't know what the official stand of the DMK is, but I believe the DMK knows that if the proportional relative representation of Tamil Nadu in Parliament goes down, it's today 7.18%. If that representation, relative representation, goes down from 7.18, the people of Tamil Nadu will punish those parties which voted for the bill. That's why Tamil Nadu has, until today, stood firm and united in defeating the earlier delimitation bill. I hope that in future also, any kind of bill that affects the representation of Tamil Nadu, that affects the relative proportion and representation of Tamil Nadu, which is 7.19%, is affected, then I hope that the political parties in Tamil Nadu and all the MPs in Tamil Nadu will stand united and together in opposing the bill.
So you don't believe...
That's my hope.
Yes, that's your hope. Absolutely. What actually happens, we'll have to see. But yet you have put out that caveat there that if any party were to support this bill, the Tamil Nadu voters, of course, would see that and perhaps would punish them the next time an election does come. You don't believe, sir, very quickly before we wrap up, that this 50% proportionate increase that the centre has mooted. In fact, the Home Minister mooted it on the floor of the Parliament. He said, we'll bring it in written as well. Perhaps this time they will bring it in written when the bill is reintroduced as we are expecting. You don't believe that 50% proportionate increase is fair on the south of India in particular?
I'm surprised that a perceptive anchor like you have not examined that statement. If 50% is added to the numerator and 50% is added to the denominator, the fraction will remain the same. The problem arises if they apply the Article 82 of the Constitution and delimit it according to one person, one vote principle. Then the southern states will have their representation reduced because the southern states have contained their population and the population has reached a stabilization level. A replacement level is 1.4 or 1.6, much below 2.1. There are 4 states which are well above 2.1. They have been well above 2.1 for many years. Their population has increased considerably, and our population has been contained for many years. You apply, I have no objection to 50% being added to the numerator and 50% added to the denominator.
Right.
Third standard arithmetic will tell you that the proportion will remain the same. But when delimitation takes place, according to the one person, one vote principle under Article 82, Tamil Nadu's proportion will go down.
Okay.
Southern states' proportion will go down. Whether you increase the numerator and the denominator by 50% or not, the proportion, the relative proportion of representation will go down.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Chidambaram. My last question to you before we wrap up, is this monsoon session of Parliament a write-off, you believe, or do you believe the House could still function before the 13th, which is the scheduled end of date?
You should ask the Honourable Home Minister.
Okay.
You should ask the Honourable Prime Minister. If both of them appear in Parliament and the Honourable Home Minister answers questions, makes his statements about the Jantar Mantar protest, the Chanda Chori, the Parliament will function. Our only demand is that the Home Minister should appear in the House. Therefore, you're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
You should ask the Home Minister.
Okay.
I'm sure you know him very well.
Okay. All right. We are learning that perhaps he could come and make a statement when this FCRA bill does come up for discussion. But again, that is something time will tell. For the time being, Mr. Chidambaram, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this story.
Sure.
Let's slip into a short break. Much more coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere.